Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, for some of you. Again, thank you for your ongoing support of the channel. I appreciate that. Truly grateful. As I stated before, and my mind has not changed about this, if I could help one person with my message, that's all that matters to me. I'm out here waiting for my lunch right now. For those of you who have noticed that very recently I just started doing shorts of a lot of my videos, because I realized that there is an exclusive YouTube community who loves shorts. So I figure if I go ahead and start putting those snippets out there, that'll probably draw a little bit more attention to the messages. For those of you who have hung in there, I truly, truly appreciate you. I appreciate the emails, the comments, the likes, the subscribes, and let's just keep this going. So, with that being said, let me go ahead with this message for today. And I want to talk about how some people literally will sell their soul. Now, a lot of you have heard that story. Heard that phrase, selling your soul. And a lot of you probably heard it from elders or people that passed on, but you never got a full understanding of what it meant. Me being from a religious background and now I'm a spiritualist, I have a full idea of what selling your soul is. And that's basically just giving your entire essence, your spirit, to something that is, in a lot of cases, material. In a lot of cases, it could be relationships, something that's exterior. It's giving away your soul to something that is part of this world, be it a person, place, or thing. You are willing to do and channel your energies entirely into this. It's a form of idolatry. Selling your soul is basically a form of idolatry. Some people sell their soul to numerous things that are exterior, out in the world. A lot of people sell their souls for money. A lot of people sell their souls for fame. A lot of people sell their souls for a relationship. Because the truth is that there's something inside of them that's missing that does not make them feel complete. They become obsessed with the fact that they're not complete. So they're out reaching on the exterior for something that they have on the inside already. And they're trying to reach out to these exterior stimuluses, these people, places, and things to try to compensate for what's missing on the inside. And it never, ever works. Never works, guys. I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little story and I'm going to let you guys go. Now, there are a couple of content creators that I watch. Now, just because I watch you doesn't mean I subscribe to you. I have to watch somebody for a while to say that I subscribe to them because, believe it or not, when you subscribe to somebody, when other people see, your list of subscriptions, they get an idea of what you're about. They get an idea of what you're interested in and who you are and how you think and how you feel. So, I try to be a little choosy when it comes to who I subscribe to. And if anybody asks me to subscribe to them, I have to look at the content first to see if it's something that I agree with or something that I'm willing to promote. Because most of the subscriptions that I have already referred other people to those channels and shared that content. And if something goes wrong where or they don't approve of something that went on, then they'll come back to me and blame me. You know how this works out, guys? Anyway, there are a couple of content creators, and by the time we record this particular help me spirit, by the time this particular video airs, their situations might have changed. But there's one as a young man, and he's just basically a mess. And there are a lot of reaction videos to him. He's a young man who has a wife who has health problems. He has a child from a previous relationship. He has a mother that I think, in my opinion, is a little bit overly doting. He's in his late 20s, so he's still trying to figure it out. And he's been doing content for several years, I would say over 5 years on YouTube. So he knows what's going on. And with that being said, I watched a few of his videos. He's going through some things right now. Not even 6 months ago, his energy was totally different. His demeanor was different. he had advice to give everybody else and was willing to consult for a fee and all this stuff. And here it is, less than 6 months later, he's destitute. And as I said, his situation might change by the time this video airs. But he's taking the viewers on this emotional roller coaster that he's supposedly going through. Now, do I think he's going through it? I don't know, to be honest with you, because what you have to do is when you watch this guy, and I might do a short about him, saying who he is, and a lot of you probably already know. But like a lot of previous YouTubers who have fallen off the grid, they get one or two great checks that are like 5 figures, and some of them, 6 figures, and it just goes to their head. And then the minute that they lose it all, they don't know what to do with themselves, and it's a sad situation. So now he's basically in a situation right now where he's just in survival mode, and it seems like all of the bricks are coming down at one time. And that usually happens with people when you display a certain type of cockiness in regards to your blessing. Anytime you get full of yourself in regards to anything the universe gives you or blesses you with, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. I mean, that's just the truth. And it's always going to be at the most inopportune time where you're not going to be in any position to do anything about it or address it. And sometimes it kind of just piles on. It just depends on how your behavior was when you had it. Um, Spirit, the universe, Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, whatever you want to refer to the creator. The final decision is the creator to decide when and where to give you a blessing. And it's up to you to be responsible when you get it. And it's hard sometimes when it's something that you've wanted for so long, and when you finally get it, there's a certain time where certain small period of time where you are, you're in disbelief because you can't believe that you've received this thing. And it's happened to all of us. But some of us, we just take it, and just right before you know it, it's all gone. Especially if we're talking about money, because money just doesn't last as long as it used to. I'm over 50 years old, and a lot of you guys that are listening to me are actually half my age. You're old enough to be my children. So the problem is that this is a different generation, and they receive and understand things differently than we do, and there are a lot of things that we hadn't seen. Um, yet. I mean, I'm over 50 years old, and I expect to see a whole lot of changes. But these people that are in this age group that are between 25 and 34, because that's my biggest demographic, they haven't seen or understand the things that I have seen. And believe me, the dollar is just not, I mean, it's not going that far nowadays. For someone to turn around and to sell their soul for $1, it confuses me, you know, and my food is coming. Thank you. And to turn around and sell yourself for something that is slowly decreasing in value every single day. So in other words, if you sell your soul to something that's decreasing in value every day, your soul is decreasing in value every day. Is that the analogy? Is that what we're doing now? And so I just wanted to put it out to you. You got to be careful when you get things. Now, as far as this particular gentleman is concerned, there's another young lady that's doing it as well, but not as aggressively as this gentleman. He's putting out every single trial that he's going through, and he's just obsessed with getting the attention and the views and the subscriptions and everything else to get the checks coming in. And as far as other aspects of his life, he just fails to take care of those basic responsibilities like maintaining shelter, maintaining a stable income, maintaining food and things like that. A lot of the major creators, they don't just solely depend on the videos in order to live. They understand that there are other avenues of income, and they explore those avenues. And a lot of them shared that on this channel. And that's the pattern that I have, in the pursuit of. Every single day, I'm trying to learn something new so I can keep up, because this is an ongoing thing. This particular guy, he takes it to another level because everyone around him has to cater to his mission. He's going to make them support him. He's going to make them um, bend over when he tells them to bend over. He's going to make them pay attention to his situation and drop everything that's going on in their lives to assist him with this creative mission that he's on to be super YouTuber or of the world and the universe and all this jazz. I mean, you can call it narcissism, you can call it, you know, a personality disorder or whatever you want to call it. But the bottom line is he clearly has sold his soul. And as I stated before, the things that he's going through, he may be going through them. He may be acting. He may have everybody else acting because they're getting a piece of the pie. I don't know. But either way you look at it, the fact that he is going around with this camera every single place just to get attention so he can get paid, he doesn't think much of himself as an individual because he's already got it in his mind. This is the only thing that he could possibly do. The only thing that he's mentally capable of doing is to sit and go around with a camera and film people. I don't know if he's ever shared his education because the way I tried to visit the channel and he's deleted a whole lot of videos because if he was doing it for 6 years, he's deleted a whole lot of videos. A lot of content's not there, and that's because a lot of these reaction channels probably ripped him a new one about it. Some people even said that he's a marketing genius. Okay, that's great. That's fine. But you can make $1 today and you can make $10,000 tomorrow doing this business. So that's why a lot of the larger YouTubers will tell you to explore other platforms, explore other forms, other streams of income. Don't pull all your eggs into one basket when doing this. Now, I'm not saying this to discourage anybody. As a matter of fact, I'm saying it to encourage. But I want you to look at all aspects of this because you are depending on the attention of a bunch of strangers in different parts of the world, all over the planet, to watch your content so you can get paid. It's a real gamble, people. It really is. And it takes a lot of intestinal fortitude. Not only that, but to have to deal with the comments. And some of them receive death threats. And the stalking and it's just all the different energies that are mixed in with this thing. So you got to be careful. But this young man, one thing I did notice, whether he's faking this or not, he's a hard-headed little ass. He really is. He's a very hard-headed person because he'll turn around and say that he appreciates the advice and turn around and do the same shit that he was doing before. If somebody is paying attention to what you have to say and really appreciates what you have to say, they'll make an effort to do things differently. He's not trying to do things differently. He just said that to try to give the illusion that he's so humble and that he's so grateful. If you're really grateful when somebody's trying to help you, you would try to do something to change your situation. You wouldn't turn around and keep doing the same dumb shit over and over again. I mean, that's just not mature. And I feel sorry for his child because his child is being groomed and taught to behave this way and that this is how you're going to make it in the world. His self-esteem is actually that low and he does not care. People are coming out of the woodwork that he has been associated with in the past. They're telling their side of the story, and none of those testimonies are good. Now, all in all of this, I still have to ask. The parents aren't saying anything. This man is under attack by numerous channels. If he posts one video today, there's going to be at least 20 reaction videos about it, and they're not going to be good reactions. 20 to his one. It's gotten that bad for this guy. And he's just all over the place. So I'm wondering if he's just, mentally ill and nobody wants to talk about it. And maybe that's why his parents won't say anything. I don't know what's going on with him. But he is really, really taking it for what it's worth. I just suggest that he do it as long as he can because the clock is ticking. Time is running out. People are going to get tired of the same thing over and over again coming out of this dude's mouth. And he's going to wind up in the YouTube graveyard with all the other ones that everybody was buzzing about ages ago. So don't sell your soul. It's not worth it because the clock starts ticking when you do that. And I understand when we get in survival mode, we've got to do what we got to do. But just make sure that desperate act that you commit, think about the consequences in regards to that and understand that your desperate situation is only temporary. Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go and eat my lunch. And I hope you have a good lunch and the rest of your day too.